Hello, I'm Mark Blunden and this is the Standards Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, hopes raised for HIV cure after DNA breakthrough. But first, Britain's data watchdog is investigating after claims of unauthorised attempts to access medical records of the Princess of Wales at a private London hospital. The Daily Mirror reports an attempted breach of Kate's files at the London clinic following her abdominal surgery in January, which saw the Princess step back from royal duties until Easter. The Information Commissioner's Office confirms receiving a breach report and that it was assessing the information provided. Both the London Clinic and Kensington Palace are yet to comment on the data breach claims. Next, nearly 5 million litres of oily waste from petrol and other hazardous materials have been removed from the World War II warship USS Yorktown in a bid to stop leaks contaminating the waters around its mooring at the Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum on Charleston Harbour.
We removed about 600,000 gallons of oily water. Originally we thought there was a limited amount, but then with all the leaking, we had to sort of deal with, contaminants that were now moved among the tanks during that process. And so all that was transported off-site for proper disposal. Almost 9 tons of oily waste that was in the bottom of these tanks had to be removed.
That's Jacqueline Michelle, president of Research Planning Incorporated. Vacuum pumps have been used to suck out the thick black liquid which has been deposited into tanks on land for processing at a treatment facility. Here's Robert Boyles, director of the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, showing off a shimmering sample to reporters.
This is a sample of materials that have been taken from the bilge and the tanks of the Fighting Lady, the USS Yorktown. It's nice and pretty when it's contained. It's a lot easier to deal with when it's contained, as it is now.
The Essex-class carrier, which is part of the Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum, undertook wartime service in the Pacific Ocean and later off Vietnam before the US Navy donated the decommissioned ship in 1975. Now, the next chapter in NASA's historic Osiris-Rex asteroid mission has revealed Bennu contains minerals with life-giving ingredients and offers hints to a faraway ancient ocean world. New analysis of the 45 million-year-old samples by the University of Arizona identified magnesium phosphate found in Earth's oceans, phyllosilicates observed in tectonic plates, and glycine, which is an important component in proteins. Scientists also identified water-bearing minerals, confirming speculation that Bennu originated from an ancient water world that may have been suitable for life. The team believes it's possible that an asteroid like Bennu brought these minerals to Earth, forming the building blocks of plant and human life. Next, hopes are growing for a cure for HIV after scientists eliminated the virus from cells in a laboratory using a gene-editing scissors tool known as CRISPR-Cas. Researchers at Amsterdam University's Medical Centre report being able to target HIV's DNA and remove all traces of the virus from infected cells. The Nobel Prize-winning technology can cut DNA at certain points, allowing unwanted genes to be deleted or new genetic material to be introduced into cells. In the study presented at the European Congress of Clinical Microbiology and Infectious Diseases, researchers focused on parts of the virus that stay the same across all known HIV strains. Greg says it was experiencing issues accepting payments on Wednesday morning amid reports that some branches of the bakery chain were forced to shut across the country. No word on what caused the outage, but Greg said the issue was resolved by late morning. And the incident follows Sainsbury's, Tesco and McDonald's also suffering recent network outages. Let's go to the ads. Stay there for more news from the world of tech and science. Plus, salt ant vinegar. Fancy an insect flavour crisp? Why not hit follow? In the meantime, give us a rating. Welcome back. Research by the Alan Turing Institute finds that 3/4 of women do not feel comfortable expressing political opinions online over fears they will be targeted with threats and harassment. The survey of 2,000 UK adults found the majority of women fear being targeted by misogyny, trolling and other harmful online behaviour, and women were twice as likely than men to say they had been negatively affected by an online experience. According to the study, men and women reported seeing harmful content online equally overall, but women reported being directly targeted by abusive content to a significantly greater extent. Women report being also significantly more fearful of experiencing every type of harm they were asked about in the study, with the Institute's warning of an increased risk in inequality in public discourse if women fear to participate. Next. University of Oxford researchers have created a new archive of more than 4,000 ancient human brains to analyse early evolution, and this record of ancient brains highlights the different environments they can be saved in, ranging from the frozen Arctic to dry deserts. Many of the brains were up to 12,000 years old and found in records dating back to the mid-17th century. And finally, researchers from San Diego State University have been examining the flavour profiles of insects and find common black ants have an acidic or vinegary taste, while Mexico's native Chicatana ants have a nutty roasted smell. Researchers used gas chromatography, mass spectrometry and an olfactometer to study the volatile chemicals that give ants their flavour. They found that common black ants of the kind found in gardens have a pungent, sharp, vinegary flavour thanks to the formic acid in their sting. But if you're planning on adding some unusual crunch to your cooking, be warned, ants can trigger shellfish allergies. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the latest news, interviews and analysis from the Standard podcast here in London, and we'll be back on Thursday at 1 p.m.